Thank you so much.
Well, that was just the answer I needed to hear. We can teach dignity, but we don't want to do it alone. We need all of you. Now, we have a panel to come forward with tonight's first time we have ever used this special technology that Gaby is the one to identify and set up for us. So maybe you can explain. We wanted to give people that couldn't be there for lots of different reasons a way to access this experience all along the way as they in real time. So Gaby, could you tell us a little bit about WhatsApp and how we use it?
Yes. We understood that many people wanted to be with us but couldn't. It was expensive to go to Brazil or dangerous to go to the Amazon. So we realized people were really like that. Dear Diane wanted to go with us so badly. So we decided to create this WhatsApp group, which is one of the tools, at least in the western part of the world, that is more used to share messages and photos and videos. Unfortunately, it was not in real time because internet was not so good in some parts of the Amazon. But I think it was very important, not only for us, but also for the leaders of the community to know that people from all over the world, professors, scholars, activists, were there with them and listening to them and receiving their message. And then maybe we can continue this group for the next conferences, because each year the conference is in a different country, and we know that not everybody can fly and be present. So we're going to be following Evelyn via WhatsApp.
We have a question, Gaby, right back there. I saw a question, is that right? Okay, good news.
Well, thank you for receiving my question. And I'd like, first of all, to congratulate you guys for your work, your efforts, your amazing trip, because I know that it's such an adventure. I'm a Brazilian also, and I've been traveling sometimes. And I know that they have a very, very different way of life over there. But especially from like being Brazilian, I think that perhaps we don't know all our country. I'm also from São Paulo, and sometimes we have such a view of the guys that live in Amazon that seems that they have a parallel life, and they don't. Sometimes they are only waiting to exchange experience like we've done, and perhaps they are in need to receive some structure that helps them to nurture, maintain, and make grow their experience, and so they can be stronger and spread their knowledge. Because sometimes they don't have like a skeleton of management. They don't know how to deal with money, or they don't know how to receive their money and to pay all those things that they need to do. And sometimes this kind of things, it's a little bit like prejudicial for them. So we can undermine all these local programs. So as you have been to so many roads, so many beautiful circles, I can imagine that they must have been beautiful. Have you had the chance to ask them if they have any business experience, if they know how to structure their programs? Because perhaps this is something that you could do, especially coming from Europe and the US, and us from São Paulo, the business center of Brazil. So have you had this chance to explain them how to structure their projects?
Thank you for your question. Thank you, Mariana, for your question. what we felt is, it's funny because we wanted to bring souvenirs from this project, this soap project, and they didn't have enough. We bought all of they had, and they didn't have more. So yeah, they lack not only products and even instruments, but also this knowledge, this management knowledge that we felt, right? This business, about their knowledge and business. So yes, they like that a lot. It would be good to have more universities, projects, or even more companies going to them and having partnerships with those projects. It would be good. We always are concerned about the interests of these big companies. So yes, and it is also they are very isolated, physically isolated. So no internet, 2 hours drive. So yes, they struggle with this part, this business part, for sure.
And we have here 2 people with us who were, we talked about these 2 people here sitting here in the Amazon every day, because they are doing research that about ecocide law, dignity law. You are conducting, or you are leading the Dignity Rights Project at the Widener, Delaware University, and you made the trip to New York now to be with us now. And so we are extremely grateful that you are here, because you were in our, our discourses, in our discussions in the Amazon every day. We always said, look, there is research there are solutions in the world, and we then mentioned your name, and we were very sad that you couldn't be there. So please, could you perhaps, is that okay, that you are kind of explaining your work for a moment? I'm not sure how much we are, how time-wise.
We have about 10 minutes.
Good.
Thank you very much. So I'm Erin, Daly with my colleague Jimmy May. We're law professors at Delaware Law School, Widener University, Delaware Law School in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so moved by what you just said that I'm not sure that I can really speak. So we've been working on dignity under law for a number of years now, and we had at the law school something called Dignity Rights Project. We've just started a nonprofit organization called Dignity Rights International, which is really born of a hypothesis that we're testing out. And the hypothesis is that if we really try to take the idea of dignity seriously, really take seriously the idea that every single human being on earth who has ever lived, who ever will live, has equal and inherent value, intrinsic worth. If we actually took that idea seriously, that it could change the world. That's just the modest hypothesis of what we're doing. So as law professors, we think of this in terms of what dignity can do under law, how we can use legal structures, legal systems to advance this notion, to advance the recognition of the human dignity of every person. And I'm so inspired by what I knew about what you were doing, but then just sort of seeing the presentation and seeing how, in a way, how simple it is, right, to do this work, to sort of just take people seriously, to spend the time to take the effort to go visit them, to learn from them, to listen to them, how porous the boundaries are between us when we allow that to happen, when we allow ourselves to listen to other people and learn from them, and at the same time sort of how complex it is to actually put it into action. So I don't, it takes both just this recognition of this very simple idea and then figuring out what to do about it, how do we actually implement it, how do we put it into action, and then how do we follow up after the experiences that you've had? What do we do next? I mean, sharing your experience with us is great. And I'm sure we've all I can speak for all of us, that we benefited from sort of being a vicarious part of this experience. But what do we do now? What do we do now to preserve that knowledge and to preserve the dignity of those who are holding this in this very precarious and difficult and fragile context? So just sort of want to leave that with you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So I'm Jimmy May, and I'm also a member of faculty with my colleague Erin at Widener University, Delaware Law School. So thank you very much for inviting us to be here. Obrigado. So here's a question for you. You weren't expecting this. It's audience participation. Listen up. How many countries do you think recognize under law, constitutionally, the right to human dignity? In the back, how many?
Everybody except the United States.
Somewhere in between two and
How many? Go ahead.
I think it's about 144 in their constitutions.
Okay, you did too much reading before this. You're excluded, so. We have everyone in the United States, we have two. We have just about correct. Okay, anyway, it's about 160 constitutions. Did you know that?
Do recognize human dignity.
Yeah,
160.
160
out of
constitutions.
194.
Yes, including Brazil, recognizes a right to human dignity that's enforceable under law, that you can bring a cause of action. Now, this is a foreign concept to those of us who teach law and those of us who have litigated law, because in the U.S. we don't have anything like that. We don't have a right to human dignity unless you live in Montana or Puerto Rico. So those are two. The Constitution of Montana is the only state constitution that recognizes human dignity under law, and the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. Okay, so the question that we left with at the end that Gaby posed and Evelyn posed is, can we teach human, or can we teach dignity? And I'm here to say yes. You know why? Because we're doing it. I'm not saying we're doing it well or anything like that, but we're doing it. 3 ways. First, and this will just take 2 minutes.
You're good.
So the first is with a class in human dignity rights. So it's the first time that we're aware of anywhere in the world that a course in human dignity rights has been taught by this person to my right, who also has written the leading book by Pennsylvania Press, but it's on dignity rights, and it chronicles all these constitutions and the jurisprudence that's interpreted them all around the globe. It takes us in places that we've touched upon over the course of the conversation today, like youth incarceration, shelter, food, water, ecocide, the environment. That's how courts are using a right to human dignity, or right to dignity, sorry, is to take it in places where you might not think of, to protect rights of children and rights of nature, which I guess is a topic for tomorrow, but a whole variety of things. So first is about teaching a class. So it was first taught at Delaware Law School, and it will be taught at 3 other law schools in the spring, this coming year. So the first 4 classes ever. So be a part of that if you like. We have a casebook coming out, don't we?
We do have a casebook, and what's exciting about the casebook, so casebooks for those of you who are not lawyers, are textbooks for lawyers. And so we're very excited actually about writing this casebook because it will, the assumption is that it will be adopted in classes and then other people will be teaching about dignity rights. So we're just watching the birth of this new field of law that is global in nature and transcendent in discipline, as Jimmy was suggesting, that it affects every different area of law, because of course human dignity affects every part of our experience.
I didn't say transcendent in experience, but I'm glad that Erin said that I did. I sound smarter than I am. So the second way we're teaching dignity is through a practicum. A practicum is a class where we have law students who are working with partners on advancing human dignity in places all around the globe, including Brazil, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Canada, the United States, and our fair state of Delaware. So Delaware, if you haven't been there, is just about 2 hours south if you're on Amtrak. It's the fourth stop, is where we are in Wilmington, Delaware. So the third way, and last, is through workshops. And this is how we first came to meet Linda and Evelyn. But they participated in dignity rights workshops that are virtual workshops where we've had 100 or so participants, scholars, talking about their scholarship and promoting dignity rights. And this basic idea of three things, right? So the first is, and this is the idea of dignity rights under law and how you can teach dignity. The first is that every human being has worth. The second is everyone's worth is equal. And the third is dignity is inherent. Now I blew that. Erin states it more eloquently. She'll use words like transcendental and things like that. But not transcendental. Okay, go ahead, wait, hold on, and then I'll drop the mic here.
And the fourth, that it's universal, it applies to every person everywhere.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to thank you both for your work, because what we found there is that those communities rely on professionals and on professors, researchers like you, who go there and help them, and then go to the university and write articles. And really, this is a very important work you are doing. And I think everybody here, I'd like to thank you for researching, teaching, and working towards a more dignified world. So thank you all. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, Gaby and Evelyn, for sharing your experience with us, because where would you hear those stories except for people who are actually there with their hearts open and on the ground listening and then sharing with all of us. I was one of the people in the WhatsApp group, and I have to say what it inspired me to do is to think about how does that apply in my life now? How can I work for the protection of the trees in my town, in my city, in my state? Little do people know that greenhouse gases, the #1 producer of greenhouse gases in the state of Oregon is the timber industry. And so I want to just mention that because we can use the people of the Amazon's experience to understand how important it is that we build those connections with other people and with all life on this planet in relationship. So please give our presenters a big round of applause. I want to say it's just been a huge day, but really good conversations, really amazing points and ideas and sharing, and we're so glad you could be with us, Betty. So please give Betty another round of applause for being here. We're going to turn it back over to you, Brett, because you're going to close us out. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Now, David, you might have a song too.
No, we'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. But here's what I would say. You've been troopers because we have such big days, but that's because our time is so precious together. And we keep building on each other's ideas. This workshop, but going forward. So this is a part of a larger conversation. Tomorrow, the workshop continues at 10 a.m. You're all most welcome to join us or just to stop in. We're happy to have visitors all along the way.